Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining the FCC Fixed Service Availability Map Challenge Process Overview. I am Sarah Morris, Senior Advisor, the National Telecommunications and Information Administration. This presentation will give you an overview of how the Fixed Service Availability Challenge process works, including who is eligible to file challenges, what types of challenges will be considered, the timetable for resolving challenges, and how NTIA will use the updated data from the challenge process to allocate funds under the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment, or BEAD, program. First, let's talk about why the broadband data collection is so important. Before we can connect everyone in America to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet service, we need to understand where broadband service is and is not available. The FCC's broadband data collection maps are an attempt to do just that. The map will ultimately provide a comprehensive, standardized, location-by-location picture of broadband availability nationwide. It starts with data submitted by providers. That data gives us a partial picture of who has service and who doesn't, but it's not the whole story. The challenge process gives eligible entities an opportunity to review the raw data and suggest corrections. Better data means better maps, and that means that we'll allocate funds to the places that need them most. Indeed, Congress was very clear in its directive to NTIA. The bipartisan infrastructure law tells us that we must use data from the FCC's broadband map in our formula for determining BEAD funding allocations for each state. There are two categories of challenges that the FCC is considering. Challenges to the fabric, which dispute the accuracy of location data included in the fabric, and availability challenges, which break down into two subcategories. Mobile service availability challenges, which use on-the-ground speed test data to dispute the availability of mobile service in a given location, and fixed service availability challenges, which dispute the availability of fixed broadband service at a given location or set of locations. This could include the network technology and the advertised download-upload speeds offered by a given provider. Today's webinar focuses on fixed service availability challenges. The mobile availability challenges are less relevant to the BEAD allocation process. Now, I'll give an overview of the fixed availability challenge process. As I mentioned earlier, the need for accurate broadband availability data is greater than ever. But what do we really mean when we say availability data? The availability data the FCC has collected is granular, location-by-location information submitted by nearly 2,500 broadband service providers. It's essentially service providers sharing data that says, this is where we provide connectivity, and this is the type of service our customers can purchase. But it's possible that this information isn't perfect for a variety of reasons. That's why several classes of stakeholders are permitted to challenge the data and give the FCC an opportunity to refine it. Who can challenge? State, local, and tribal governments, industry, and consumers, either individually or in groups. The FCC understands that not all these entities have the resources they need to file challenges. NTIA and the FCC are working on resources to make this process as accessible to as many people and entities as possible. What exactly can be challenged, and how can you challenge it? There are three categories of things you can challenge. Reported service. Is the reported service or reported speed not available at the location? Service denial. Did the provider deny a request for service or demand connection charges over and above the standard installation charge? And scheduling. Did the provider fail to schedule or perform an installation within 10 business days of request? And there are two ways to challenge, individually or in bulk. Individual challenges will be accepted directly through the MAP interface. Bulk challenges will be filed directly to the BDC system and must meet the applicable data specification. Both types of challenges have started as of November 18th, when the first draft of the map was released by the FCC. Okay, now let's move on to the timeline, which we formally announced in November with the FCC. This timeline includes the relevant dates throughout the FCC's adjudication process and leading up to NTIA's intended date for determining state allocations in the BEAD program. When do you need to file your challenge? The short answer is fast. Challenges received by January 13th will have the best chance of being adjudicated in time for the map we use to make our allocations in June. To summarize, NTIA plans to make its allocations for the BEAD program in June. In order to have your challenges included in the map we use for allocations, you should get your challenges in no later than January 13th. And the sooner you're able to file, the better. So you've worked with stakeholders to develop a strategy and you're ready to file. How do you do it? First, head to fcc.gov for information on the bulk challenge submission. The 2 links on the left will get you there. For bulk challenges, obtain a FCC username and password and an FCC registration number, or FRN, for your entity. This is through the CORS system, the Commission Registration System at the FCC. When creating your FRN, you must select the entity type that matches your company or organization. Do not select individual. So then you log into the BDC system at bdc.fcc.gov using your CORS username and password. And within that system, government entities can also obtain a Fabric data license, which may also be helpful as you complete your challenge. Second, make sure you use the proper code to identify the reason for your challenge. There are 9 potential codes in the box at the bottom right. For individual challenges, you just need to go to the map and click on your location and follow the prompts that come up. Finally, make sure to gather all your materials and submit them together to ensure that you submit a clean, streamlined challenge. The list of materials you'll need to submit, whether you're an individual consumer or a bulk challenger, are below. Once you've finished filing your challenge, you'll need to prepare for the adjudication process. We'll cover that topic in future webinars. So how can you prepare to participate in this process? First, you'll want to familiarize yourself with the data specification I mentioned on the last slides. You can find those specifications on the FCC's website. We've added a link here. Make sure you understand what the FCC is requiring and ask questions if you're confused. Engage with relevant stakeholders like community anchor institutions, industry, labor, local governments, and others who you know have an important role to play in the process. Develop strategies collaboratively and listen carefully to feedback. Finally, make sure you're reading FAQs and attending webinars like this one. You don't want to miss critical information that could put your challenge in jeopardy. Follow these steps and you'll give yourself the best chance of updating the map. Please know that NTIA is here to help. You can head to internetforall.gov to find more information on NTIA officials based in your state and region who can help, and connect with us directly. And stay tuned for more webinars in the future. Thank you so much and best of luck.